10 मई 2026 को प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी ने हैदराबाद के एक पब्लिक एड्रेस में खड़े होकर ऐसा कुछ बोला जिसका शायद सबको आइडिया तो था, लेकिन इट केम इन सच अ वे दैट नोबडी एक्सपेक्टेड. What he said, instead he appealed to entire India that do not buy gold, do not travel abroad, use public commute, do work from home as much as possible. Is it a state of panicking for India or is it politics? Neither of them. It is sheer core conceptual economics. So if you are preparing for UPSC or you want to understand the entire issue, why this appeal came, please listen to me for next 10 minutes. Every doubt of yours will be answered. सबसे पहले let's discuss कि इसका root cause क्या है. What is the root cause of the entire issue? So it all started on 28th February 2026 when United States and Israel striked Iran. And Iran did not just retaliated, it retaliated with equal force and it engulfed entire Gulf region into the war. But what about India? India तो इन सब में involve ही नहीं था ना. But India is impacted equally by just one word, the one reason called oil. देखो, 34% of world's crude oil travels daily through the Strait of Hormuz, and roughly 50% of this crude oil is coming from the West Asian countries that are impacted and involved in this particular war, such as Iran, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and UAE. Now, the moment this region get destabilized, the entire energy supply chain for India get disrupted instantaneously. But why is this vulnerability with India? What are the structural issues? Let's understand that first. Please understand this section very carefully. It is very important to understand the entire issue. India 89% of its crude oil needs को import करता है, जहाँ पे हमारी daily consumption 2.5 million barrels to 2.7 million barrels है. And we are the third largest importer of oil in the world. और अगर हम value terms में बात करें, in the last financial year itself, India imported oil for up to $175 billion. And this is not a small amount. This is 22% of our entire imports. Now, if we compare this to China has built a petroleum reserves, strategic reserves over the last decade for up to 1.2 to 1.3 billion barrels. And our collective public and private reserves can sustain us for about 60 days. So this is the difference. So China has attained some sort of self-dependence in last decade in terms of petroleum and crude oil supply. But in India, we have a huge dependence on the imports. And the last nail in the coffin was India was trying to diversify its imports of oil from different states. That is why they started buying Russian cheaper oil in the beginning of 2022. But 2025 तक आते आते because US ने रशिया के ऊपर रशिया यूक्रेन वॉर की वजह से sanctions लगाने शुरू कर दिए थे, बहुत strict sanctions की वजह से India could not buy Russian oil and they had to reduce their imports from Russia of the Russian oil and by the end of 2025 itself. And in 2026, the war began, impacting the Strait of Hormuz. And this is the worst time in which we, on the one hand, lost our cheaper oil import country, and on the other hand, our normal oil imports were also impacted due to Strait of Hormuz and the Gulf War. Now, अगर हम ये देखते हैं कि value terms में price impact कितना हुआ है, let's see what the impact it has done on the prices of the oil since the beginning of the war. So on the day of the war itself, the first day, 28th February, almost overnight, the price of one barrel increased up for about $50. It jumped from $70 to $120 per barrel, right? Now, how much it impacts India, let's discuss. For an increase of $10 price per barrel, India का total import bill of oil goes up by 13 to 14 million dollars. So if there is a $50 increase, it means a potential 65 to 70 billion dollar increase on total import bill. So this is the massive hit to Indian economy. But one thing जो government ने इस पूरे time में अच्छी करी वो ये that they didn't let the consumer, end consumer, us get impacted by this because the prices in the petrol pump didn't increase for last 70 days despite of huge losses incurred by the public sector companies. The government was acting as a shock absorber. जितना भी global market में price increase हो रहा था, अब तक government has been taking it. But now is a time they are bound to do something about it because government cannot take that losses. So what are these losses? Let's discuss for a few seconds. What are these losses? How much is this? So Indian public sector oil companies like Indian Oil, BPCL, HPCL, they are absorbing losses of up to 1,000 crore per day to keep the fuel prices unchanged in the petrol pumps. And so far, they have registered the losses of 2 lakh crore, which is such a huge amount, can be used for any sort of development activities like hospitals, schools, highways, etc. That is why now taking a step was mandatory. Now it is the time for citizens to participate in reducing the oil demands. There are three options for the government. One, fuel prices will be raised, and if fuel prices will increase, तो हर एक citizen will be impacted. The inflation will further increase. Second, government borrowing will spike. That means increasing in further fiscal deficit. Third, spending on welfare will be reduced. If you want to compensate for the losses, these are the three options that you have. That you charge more money from people. Second, you reduce your spendings. Third, you borrow. Okay, so these are three options. Now, what government has done has to move. The fourth option is reducing the demand. At individual level, this seems very minuscule, but think at a level of 140 crore individuals. So collectively, it is a huge thing, right? And it will prevent outflow of forex reserves. Okay. Now, why do you want to protect the foreign exchange reserves? Why do you want that your forex should be prevented? Let's discuss. हमारे पूरे इस टॉपिक की अंडरस्टैंडिंग का कोर पिलर है forex. India wants to protect its foreign reserves. Why? If we will not be able to protect our forex, we might go into an economic collapse. Let's discuss what is the issue right now. देखो, इंडिया के पास जो collective forex reserve अब तक का है, that is $703 billion. That means approximately $700 billion, which is a good amount, which is not less, but is under a lot of pressure. Why? Understand this cycle reaction. So फॉरेक्स बेसिकली हम यहाँ पे यूएस डॉलर्स को कंसिडर करते हैं, मैक्सिमम यूएस डॉलर्स के अंदर है. यूएस डॉलर आर द वन दैट आर यूज फॉर इंटरनेशनल एक्सचेंज. सो इफ गवर्नमेंट गोज एंड बाय एनीथिंग फ्रॉम द मार्केट विच इंडिया इज नॉट प्रोड्यूसिंग, लाइक ऑयल, फर्टिलाइजर्स, पेट्रोलियम एंड एनीथिंग, एनर्जीज, so how do you do that? You give dollars and you get that in return. Now oil is already expensive, so if you are giving your forex reserves to buy the expensive oil, what will happen? Your rupee will weaken in front of dollar. Okay? Now, if rupee will weaken in front of dollar, then you will have to pay even more money to buy the same oil. So you buy expensive oil, your rupee weakens, and then you pay even more rupees in form of dollars to buy the same oil. So it is a vicious cycle which will keep on going and going with no end. जब तक वॉर ठीक नहीं होता, चीज़ें नॉर्मलाइजेशन पे नहीं आती, स्टेट ऑफ फॉर्म्स करेक्ट नहीं होती, सप्लाई मेंटेन नहीं रहती है. So this is a vicious cycle which we are trapped in right now. So what do? You cut the demand. If you cut the demand, and if you reduce the forex from going outwards, it will help in saving the Indian economy. और अगर हम डोमेस्टिक फ्रंट पे बात करें, जितना एक्सपेंसिव ऑयल होगा उतना ही ज़्यादा इन्फ्लेशन इंक्रीज होगा. ठीक है, ड्यू टू इंक्रीज इन प्राइसेस ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट, फार्मिंग, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, जितना चीज़ों का प्राइस इंक्रीज होगा उतना ही एक्सपेंसिव ऑयल हो जाएगा. और अगर हम इंडिया के एक्सटर्नल डेट की बात करें तो हमारे तीन पैरामीटर्स हो गए. एक तो ट्रेड, सेकंड इज योर डोमेस्टिक, थर्ड इज योर एक्सटर्नल डेट. Indian external debt, because it's bought in dollars, becomes further expensive and difficult to repay. And another important point that you should keep in your mind is about Gulf remittances. See, millions of Indians work in Gulf and they send remittances, but when the Gulf countries are impacted, their remittances, the chances that they'll be sending remittances, that means inward flow of foreign reserves exchange, will be impacted too. So it's not just about in outflow, it is also about decrease inflow, eventually leading to current account deficit. So that's why PM Modi has done 7 appeals in pursuit to decrease the outflow of foreign exchange reserves. What are those and why are those? Let's understand quickly in a minute. First is avoid gold purchases for 1 year. Why? Because India import about $72 billion of gold every year, and India is the second largest importer of gold. That is why if you reduce the demand domestically, the imports will naturally decrease, and as a result of which, less forex outflow. Second, reduce petrol and diesel use for the same purpose so that you have less demand. Third is work from home. It will further decrease the commute oil that is being used and less use of electricity. Avoid foreign travel the minute you travel, because 32.7 million Indians traveled abroad only in 2025. So more travel means more outflow of foreign reserves. And using Swadeshi, more you'll use Indian goods, and less you'll use foreign goods, less outflow of forex reserves. Similarly, using solar pumps instead of diesel pumps in agriculture is also in a line with the same thing. Last is your PM Modi urged farmers to cut their fertilizers used by 50%, because fertilizers are also imported a lot. That is why if you reduce fertilizers and you will go towards natural farming, A, your produce is going to be healthier, B, it will reduce your foreign exchange reserves outflow. all right? And this is not just a short term measure, it is a long term measure in which actually we should be moving towards. Now, what is the way forward? So there are three way forward. One is your short term, B is mid term, and three is your long term. So अगर हम शॉर्ट टर्म की बात करें, यू हैव टू डाइवर्सिफाई, इंडिया एज अ होल शुड डाइवर्सिफाई क्रूड ऑयल सोर्सेज, लुक बियॉन्ड स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मूज, and if possible get to Russian oil if you can, then including US crude and focusing on African supplies as well. Now medium terms kya honge? Medium term is expanding India's strategic reserves, petroleum reserves. Currently there are 3 underground, you want to build more, 4th and 5th were an under process, but you want to have more strategic petroleum reserves. Now what are the long terms? Now this crisis is actually a reminder of one truth, कि energy security is equal to national security. All right, so you have to have energy security, you have to have domestic production of energy, you have to move away from non-renewable to renewable sources of energy, you have to have infrastructure in India which can produce renewable sources of energy domestically. We have to have Atmanirbharta in terms of energy, and there is no other way. So in the end, to summarize, India's dependence on imported energy is not just an economic challenge. It is a structural vulnerability that links India's inflation, currency stability, fiscal health, food security to geopolitical events thousands of kilometers away. So I hope it has helped. If you like it, please like, share and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please comment down below. Thank you.